Hello, I'm Mrs. Mack, a third grade teacher at Lafayette Upper Elementary School. Go Lions! Today we are going to identify and continue repeating patterns. So the first thing we're going to do is identify our patterns. When we identify our patterns, we identify them with letters. So the first letter that we always start with is an A. That's the first letter of the alphabet, and no matter what your first shape or picture is, it is always an A. Everything that is the same shape, the same color, is also going to be an A. So as I look at my next lollipop, it matches the first one, so that is also an A. As I look at my next picture, it does not look like an A, so the next letter would be a B. This looks like an A, so it is an A. This is an A. This looks like the B, so it is a B. And then I have my A. So when I ask for what is the pattern, this is an A-A-B pattern, and that A-A-B will repeat. Let's look at another one. I always start with A. This also looks like A. This does not, so that is a B. This does not look like A or B, so it is a C. That looks like an A, a B, and a C. If I were to ask you what kind of pattern this would be, you would tell me that it is an A-A-B-C pattern, and that A-A-B-C pattern will repeat. Okay, let's look at another one. That is an A, that is an A, that's a B, a B, a C, a C, a D. And that is an A, and a B. So my pattern that repeats itself is an A A B B C C D pattern. And that A A B B C C D pattern will continue to repeat itself. All right, let's look at one more. I have an A, B, C, A, B, C, A. If I were to ask you what kind of pattern I have, you would tell me that I have an ABC pattern, and that ABC pattern will repeat itself over and over and over again. All right, now we're going to try to find the next couple of shapes. Okay, here I go. I have an A, B, C. A, B, C. A. If I were to continue this pattern out for the next three shapes, what would it be? So first I have to figure out what part is repeating. And the part that is repeating is the A, B, C. Okay, here's another one. A, B, C. So I have A. What's going to come next? You're right, A. What comes after A? You're right, B. What comes after B? You're right, C. Excellent. So this would be the missing parts of my pattern because I have an A, B, C pattern. Okay, let's look at another one. I have an A, B, B, C. A, A, B. So what pattern do I have? I have an A, B, C pattern that will continue to repeat. So if I asked for the next four shapes, okay, I see that I have an A, B. What comes after the B? You're right, another B. So what comes after A, B, B? You're right, C. And then my pattern's going to start all over again. And what does my pattern start with? You're right, an A. What comes after A? You're right, an A. Very good. You guys are rocking and rolling at this. So that would be what it would look like if I were to repeat the pattern. Okay, ooh, this one looks complicated. Let's see if we can figure this one out. So this is an A, B, A, C, D. A, B, A, C, D. A, B, A, C. Okay, so if I were to ask you what my pattern is A, B, A, C, D. And A, B, A, C, D will continue to repeat itself. So here's another A, B, A, C, D pattern. And then I have a partial A, B, A, C, D pattern. I need to find the next three shapes the next three pieces that come in my pattern. So if I have A, B, A, C, what would come next? You're right, D, and that would end that section of my pattern, and I would start all over again with A. And what comes after A? You're right, B. Okay, now I'm going to look at the next one. Okay, I have A, B, C, C, D, D, D. A, B, C, C, D. So I see that my pattern is an A, B, C, C, D, D, D pattern. And that A, B, C, C, D, D pattern will repeat itself over and over again. So I have A, B, C, C, D, and what are going to be the next four shapes? So what comes after D? You're right, another D. So if I have A, B, C, C, D, D, what comes next? You're right, a D. And that will end that section of the pattern, and it will start all over again, and it will start with A. You're right. And then what? A. You are correct. Excellent. All right, we're going to try another one. Let's look at another one. I have the pattern A, B, A, B, C. A, B, A, B, C. A. So my pattern that is going to repeat itself over and over and over again is an A, B, C pattern. A, B, C. So there's another section. And then I have A. So what are going to be the next four shapes in my pattern? What comes after A? You're right, an A. What comes after A? Good, a B. What comes after A, B? You're right, A. What comes after A, B, A? You're right, a B. You are doing a fantastic job. All right, I'm going to identify my pattern. I have an A, B, A, C. A, B, A, C, A. So my pattern is an A, A, C pattern. Okay, here's another A, A, C pattern. All right, it says if this pattern were to continue, what would be the 18th shape? So I already have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So I will need to continue this pattern for the 12th, 13th, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18th, and this would be the 18th shape. So to do that, I have to continue my pattern. What comes after A? You're right, a B. So A, B, B, good. A, B, B, A, good. A, B, B, A, C, good. A, B, B, A, C. I'm going to start all over again with A. What comes after A? B. What comes after B? B. So my 18th shape would be the letter B, and it would be the shape of the rhombus. If you have any questions, ask your teacher. Bye.